So it's finally here in Magi. We have seen all of Sinbad's Djinn Equips after all this time, and I love his designs that we got to see on there. Now, I am including this from the entirety of what we've seen from Sinbad in the manga and alongside with the anime as well, with what we got to saw in these two Magi chapters. Sinbad has finally admitted to his own simple greed as a human being, and he knows and all that pretty much that everyone else is as right as he is and all that, but he knows at the end of the day and all that he needs to go to the sacred palace and all that, become that god candidate, and he just knows that even with against facing Ugo, who is absolutely destroying this man. This is going to be talking about chapter 321 and 322. Now, the main fact is that we didn't get these translated for a while. These were kind of in the radar, and we did get 322 for a while thanks to Yonko P as always and all that, doing a great translation and all that, but then it was like, oh, we are missing 321, so apologies for being quite late on these reviews, but it was mainly like I wanted to wait that 321 was fully translated alongside 322 to do this double chapter, but we finally cut off immediately with this chapter. We get to see that both Sinbad and alongside that piece of shit Arbor are sneaking into the metal vessels warehouse and all that to use every single a monster or the metal vessel there to go and use this to get to the sacred palace, and Arbor using the entirety of Alfarman's magic that's left and alongside with pretty much every single bit of our life energy just to use this and all that just so they can get to the sacred palace, and even that there's a tiny slim chance that they can even get this, being I want to get in here, I want to do this, and it's just even went to the point when Sinbad is thinking about this, is saying, I don't want to approve everybody and all that, the ones that I used to despise and not being able to see the future and all that, them themselves and all that are faster, are overcoming themselves faster than I can imagine, and it's I don't want to approve them, but it's there's literally no difference between us, people continue living even if the wars and rationality doesn't end or vanish, their world will keep going forward, and it's he's at this point, why am I going at this point? Why am I throwing away everything I did with my friends? Why and all that? Why am I trying to achieve something that nobody at all desires anymore? Why this is the point and all that? And it's just he's yeah, if we fail, we die and all that, and he's just why is 1 in 100, isn't that too low? And then he just starts thinking about, he just starts laughing, maniacally, it's you know what? I was a survivor out of 10,000 people in Baal. How many chances have I been, how many times have I been, throwing the dice every time when I've either been, enslaved, whenever I've been in a Topeka situation? Have I always never been going against, with the odds against me? And he just starts laughing. He's just going, it's just I don't care. It's just I want something more. I want to change the world with my hands and all that. For the people, for the world, no. I want to do this for myself, for my very own desires. This is who I am, Sinbad of the Seven Seas, to grasp my destiny and achieve everything. And in the end of the day, I'm a simple and greedy human being. I just have to accept that. And it's just when Ugo's right there in front of him at the sacred palace, and it's just Sinbad, you're not a god candidate, you're not supposed to be here, and just Sinbad immediately Djinn Equip, he goes cross-out like that, he's just, and you see this really cool centaur looking one with a sick ass scimitar and this really awesome looking just design coming into it, and he says, I'm gonna do it, I don't need God's approval to fulfill my wish, I'm going to the sacred palace no matter what. And it's just just use it, generally see Ugo just looks generally upset about this, and it's just fine, I'm gonna send the Guardians out on you, that's you won't be able to, and it's I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I feel right now I can do anything. And just the amount of just sheer what he's going against with Ugo throughout the entire of this is as he all these guardians are throwing out everything at him, the point where his arm is getting blown off and all that in his legs, and he's switching to pretty much all of his Djinn quits that we haven't seen yet. And this is including with the order that we've seen them all. We've had Baal, we've had Folklore, Zafar, Valafor was appearing in the Sinbad manga as of late and all that. We've had Croxel, we had Zephyr, and we've that for they are all of I'm simply loving the fact though, like after everything that we've seen of him using his Djinn equips and all that, and just Ugo slamming him to the ground and all that, just saying you're a simple human, and just like throughout all of this, Sinbad is just finally admitting to himself like, no guys and all that, I can genuinely do this by myself. I can do this, and he knows the fact that they can handle themselves and all that, but he just wants to prove them, no, I'm right. And it's such a shame because he's playing into like David's hands so much, and he's like, nah, I've got control of this, I'm my own man. And it's just like, it's a part of Sinbad just finally with his ego, just finally like, no, it's me and all that, I'm the guy, like the singularity of this world, I can change things, I'm gonna make things right and all that. And it's like, if like I've made a huge difference already, but I want to make that's something that's permanent to the world. I don't want my legacy to die just after a couple of hundred years and all that. I want it to be permanent, and I want it to be eternal, and I want to make sure that nothing ever bad happens. And it's just like, it honestly feels bad because like you can generally see, and I know a lot of people who generally read the Sinbad manga as well, it's like seeing how Sinbad started and now looking at him where he is and now in the main Magi manga, where it's just like he had such noble like intentions at the start, and now even the fact that people are proving him wrong. And I feel like the thing is that the entirety of the Sinbad manga was like everyone was relying on him too much, and it's like never was there really an opportunity for him, I feel, where it's like, you need to put your shoulders on other people, man. Like, you need to, like, it doesn't need to be you 24/7. Let other people, let people handle their own destiny on their own. And it's just like, that's something that's like, feels very tragic about him. And it's just like, it's a shame, honestly, that Magi is just so underrated. I know, like, and I really wish like a lot more people would read this and push it. And I think a lot of people just cannot get into this series due to the political like agenda and all that it has during the stuff. Honestly, I generally, as much as people really did enjoy some of that political stuff that we had during the time skip, honestly, a lot of the mainstream readers don't find that entertaining. I find it interesting as well at point to point, but there's like generally at a point where even I can't take some of it at some point and all that, and a lot of people generally just do care about the main characters and a little bit of the action. It's like, if you meld in the two together and all that, it works so much better and all that, and enjoyable. And I feel like that's kind of what killed a lot of popularity for Magi, and it's a shame because it's such a goddamn good series. It's one of the, honestly, I think it's up there with the current ongoing shonens and all that. I think it's like one of the best and all that action ones that you can get right now and all that. It's so goddamn good. Like, I honestly put it up to a pedestal next to Gintama. I generally really enjoy this one. I think it's honestly one of the best things in the shonen magazine right there. Like, it's just so good. Like, heralding on there on the Shonen Sunday stuff, it's just so amazing material, and I want to have more of it and all that during like this final arc and all that. But it's just such a shame that it won't ever be as popular and all that. And I think it's already had its chance to shine and all that with it, like with the animes and all that. And I feel like that was the highest and all that point and all that get it. But if maybe a third anime could actually push it and all that, I'd absolutely love that. And it's a shame, like, these two chapters and all that are just straight up 9 on 10s and all that. It's simply amazing. I love the fact that it's like showing a lot about Sinbad's, like, all his Djinn equips and all that. I'm really loving the designs of a lot of them. Definitely, I'd like to say, like, probably my favorite is like Futher, like Crocker. Like, I really do enjoy like a huge amount of like these ones that they're showing off and all that. It's just heavy. Like, I love Shinobu's art style. It's just simply fantastic. She definitely does know how to do some amazing designs and all that, and I cannot wait to see how like exactly Sinbad's going to conquer like the entirety of this whole like sacred palace. If the fact that he's going to have to use if he's going to have to use like, you know, every single one of the 7 Djinn equips, and he's already got 3 left. He's only got like his trusty like ball like that, which he might have to finish things up. He may have to use Folklore and Zafar. We haven't seen that, like Valor 4 as well. He's got them 4 left. So the fact that he's going to have to use all 7 of them to probably try and conquer this area, that gets me really excited to see all of them. But that's all from me though. So thank you much for watching. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below and all that. Remember and all that, if you are into Magi and all that and you love this series, definitely push this onto some people and all that, get them to read and all that. It's a fantastic series and all that. But that's all from me, so I'll see you guys though in a bit.